Welcome to Green and Woke on YouTube. We hope you enjoyed this segment. The link to the entire podcast can be found in the description box. Yes, hello, and we're back. My name is Kimberly Ryans. I'm your host of Green and Woke. We have a really interesting guest with us today. Her name is Dr. Devin Miles. Hello, Dr. Miles. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine. Your business is so interesting. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I own a business called It's Time Natural Health, in which I utilize different natural therapies to address a wide variety of conditions. My focuses are eczema, digestion, preconception care, and kidney disease.
Wow.
As well as prevention. That's actually number one. And I do that through nutrition, herbal medicine, homeopathy, environmental medicine, and just a little bit of talk therapy so that I can see if I do need to create referrals for each of my clients as well.
Okay, great. And the name of your business is It's Time Health. It's located here in Houston. Can you tell us a little bit, where is it located and what services you provide?
It's Time Natural Health is located in West University, the West University area of Houston, Texas.
Okay.
And the services are within those areas that I was mentioning, the eczema, digestion, preconception care, kidney disease, and prevention. Okay. And so when someone comes into my office as a client, I run them through a very long intake form to figure out what they're coming in for, where I need to help them most.
Okay.
And then we create a strategy based off of that, and that usually includes nutritional suggestions such as different dietary changes. I may put them on concentrated nutrients in a supplement form. I may put them on herbs to help correct various imbalances. And then homeopathy, like I said, is a system of medicine all on its own. And the environmental piece is about removing chemicals from your environment. So a simple example of that would be, what are you putting on your hair and your skin every day? Those can have a lot of different chemicals in them that can interact with your body. So I try to get people on very, very clean products as much as possible.
Oh, wow. That is so interesting.
Through all of that, go ahead.
No. I'm just saying that's really interesting. I didn't even realize that. Thank you for sharing that. Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This is fascinating to me. It really is, because, the pharmaceutical industry is just bombarding us with all these medications that they want to make money off of us taking. So something, on the natural side is really intriguing to me. So thank you for sharing that. I'm glad you have that practice here for the listeners to know about here in Houston.
Yeah, I'm definitely, it really is a pleasure to me when I can help someone and I see that they're getting better. And that's the fun part.
Oh, right, I bet. So you also offer hydrotherapy. Could you tell us a little bit about that as well?
Oh, yes. So hydrotherapy can take different forms. Most people, when they think hydrotherapy, they think colon hydrotherapy. So,
okay.
And that is, in other words, a colonic.
Okay.
And a colonic is colon irrigation. So it's the water going up into your intestines and then coming back out, and it helps to clean them out. And it is a form of detox. But hydrotherapy, in the sense of what I mean, is the application of hot and cold water of some sort to stimulate to moderate really the immune system. So if that means it's kind of, it's low, I help to boost it back up. It's very tonifying to the system.
Okay.
So the reason that works is it is helping to contract and dilate your blood vessels. which
Oh,
improves blood flow. And when you do that, you improve the ability of your body to deliver nutrients to every cell and take the toxins out of every cell and start to move them out of the body.
wow.
So, so that's the way that I was trained to do that is through applications of hot and cold towels, and there's a little bit more involved in that. But now what I have people do is usually in the shower on their own. The simplest way that I may have someone do it is they take a normal hot shower, warm shower, and they end it on cold for about 30 seconds. Depending on that person's constitution and how, what they're dealing with, I may say start on cool and then start to increase it over time in terms of how cold it is.
Wow.
And you'll notice if you keep doing it that you can tolerate the cold more and more, and that's your body getting stronger.
Really?
And I actually do this. Yeah, I tend to definitely go colder if I ever notice that I am starting to experience a cold or anything like that, or if people are around me are sick, I will definitely go colder. I'm trying to boost my immune system. So usually when I suggest someone do that, it's because I'm trying to tonify their whole system. So it is a form of detox. It is a form of improving the health of the individual as a whole.
Wow, that is really fascinating. So it's more than just taking a cold shower. That's where you come in to give them the consultations to see where they are and the the procedure that they need to take to get the results intended. That is really fascinating. I had no idea that was even that you hear people talking about cold showers all the time, and I've never done it, and I would think that it would be really intolerable for me personally, but the way you're saying it would gradually go into the cold shower or whatever, then wow, that is really fascinating. I didn't know that it had medicinal effects from doing that. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. So now,
I'm also somebody that is more on the colder side.
Really?
For all of, and I mean, when I say I go cold, I don't necessarily go as cold as other people. But I wouldn't say that needs to be a barrier, because I know what it feels like to be very averse to the cold and still do it, still with the benefits. It's not comfortable. I mean, it really is not comfortable. Often it's not comfortable, and you see a lot of the ads for wellness-based companies. They have this person outdoors with their hands stretched out on the beach or something like that. That is the result. That is not the work.
Right.
So you have to make sure that when you come in, you are prepared to work.
Wow.
And I think people want to think it's easy, but these are lifestyle changes.
Definitely.
Some do happen quickly, but there are a number of things that don't and do take your effort every day.
Wow, that is really interesting. Now, in that respect, though, now our mental and emotional state can affect our physical health. So, could you tell us a little bit about mind and body connection, how that all goes together?
Sure. As someone who focuses on digestion, I can definitely tell you that the gut and the mind are extremely connected.
Wow.
And so when people are dealing with, when I say digestion, I actually cover a lot of things. But it could be Crohn's or IBS or ulcerative colitis. Let's see what else. It could be autoimmune disease, because autoimmune disease and impaired digestive system go hand in hand.
Okay.
Some of the clients that I have seen, I had the opportunity for a while to work with some cardiac patients in a separate clinic. And the harder ones were often the ones that had an autoimmune disease.
Really?
And for me, it was kind of like a no-brainer. Like, you can't necessarily treat them just like a cardiac patient because they have something else going on. And these particular patients often were, they often had anxiety of some sort, or they came off to others as if they were anxious, or something was a little bit different about how they interacted with everyone. So it was very, very plain as day when I wasn't even paying attention, or I wasn't expecting to see it. I saw it, and because of my training, I picked up on it really quickly, and I was like, okay, you need to do this, this, and this, and not just this.
Right.
So, but at the same time, it's like, is it the chicken or the egg? Are they anxious and that's why they're having all of these digestive issues, or are they having digestive issues and that's because they're anxious?
Wow.
What I can say is that they go hand in hand. And so when you're working with somebody like that, I try to address both. And that's what I'm talking about when I say I find out what they're like, so that I can figure out if I do need to refer them to a mental health therapist. Because it's very difficult when you have that type of mind calm down sometimes. And a lot of what you think is true and all these things. But on the physical side, which is the part that I try to work on as much as I can with my clients, I have to let them know what you eat can affect your stress tolerance. So if you eat the wrong thing, you might be more irritable. You might be more emotional.
Right.
And, the reason I even particularly know this is because I got into this field because I had digestive issues. So I saw myself reacting emotionally a certain way depending on what I ate.
Wow.
Now that's not the only reason I was emotionally reacting, I don't think. But it was very obvious if I ate something that my body really didn't like. I could have certain types of reactions. So for instance, if I ate cookies, I would probably be more stressed out, and if something emotional was going on, I could probably start crying.
Really?
If I ate nuts, I could get angry and irritable.
Wow. So, who knew? This is fascinating.
Yeah, the minute I start telling people that, then they start to notice it. Right.
The alert is up then, because it's like, wow, and then you start thinking back when your own personal practice is what you're used to doing and the outcome from it. So wow, that's really interesting. And we have so many stressors in our lives. Oh my God, driving in traffic stresses us out. Dealing with people at work stresses, so many stressors in our life. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that if you're stressed out, it's hard to eat right all the time. So that's the other reason I try to work on their stress levels, so that I can get them to do what they need, all of the other things that they need to do to heal. Because, like I said, it's both ends, right? They both are affecting each other. So, I do my best to work on both at the same time, or help them to get the help they need so that they can work on both at the same time.
Oh, that's really fascinating. So, and aside from all of that, with the consultations on detoxification, nutrition, and advice for women trying to attain optimal prenatal health for a healthy pregnancy, tell us about those services, because we know how it is, how important it is for a mother to be healthy, to have a healthy baby, So I know, like, they tell you to take the folic acid and what have you. But what are some of the other things that you advise women, for prenatal health?
So I have to emphasize that it is preconception and not prenatal. So it's not like I want you to come in a month before you're about to get pregnant. I would like you to come in about 9 months before you decide to get pregnant.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The reason for that is because I am trying to give your body an overhaul. I want it to be healthy before you even conceive so that whatever toxins you have are not about to go into the baby, or we reduce as much as possible. And I do that. Ideally, I like to do that with both mom and dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and the reason for this, like, my history was one of me having eczema and food allergies, even when I was little. It wasn't a digestive issue. At least it did not manifest like a digestive issue back then.
Okay.
So, but now that I'm a naturopath, I realize some of the things in my history prior to even having digestive issues, they were all connected, but you wouldn't necessarily know that because they were different.
Right. Okay.
So, so I used to tell myself, man, it would have been great if I had had a naturopath when I was a child. But then I started to realize it made me go back to why I got into this field, which is that I didn't just want to reverse illness. I wanted to prevent it. Okay. And one of the best ways you can do that is through improving the body's immune systems of mom and dad prior to even getting pregnant. And then if you do that, then they already have a pattern in place of how to take better care of their child and train them best themselves. When you have a healthy child, you set the adult life and how and what of their immune system will really help carry them through their adult life. So, like for instance, if someone grows up on a farm, they're more than likely going to have a much better immune system than someone growing up in the city.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm not going to necessarily say, hey, go raise your child on the farm, but the point is having a great immune system from the beginning can be super, super helpful.
Oh, wow. I can imagine. Oh, that's really interesting. So, and then you also, it suggests that the dad comes too. That is really different. Because it's like it's a joint effort that they're making this baby, so he should be at his optimal health as well. So that's great. Wow.
Right, and it's more about what he's passing on, about viable sperm and viable ovaries and all of that. It's about what's being passed on.
Okay.
So that's why I want to make sure whatever's coming from both of them, it is important. Now, reality is, I have had people come for preconception care. Really, what they were coming for was infertility.
Oh, okay.
I do tend to work on that as well. And really, the basis of it is the foundation is the same.
Okay.
Where I'm looking at your body, improving your immune system, and of course, for a situation like that, I'm definitely going to look even deeper at your hormones to see, and other tests that are more akin to infertility to see where the issues may lie.
Okay. Oh, wow. This is really helpful. Great services that you offer. So if the listeners want to learn more about you and your practice, your business, where can they go? Your website, your Facebook, social media handles. How can they get in touch with you?
The website is www.dr, like Dr. Devin, DEVIN Miles, MILES.com. So www.drdevinmiles.com. Okay. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook at It's Time Natural Health, all one word, no apostrophe. And I'm on Twitter as Dr. Devin Miles.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. This has been so fascinating. And the services you offered, people really, I didn't even realize that some of the things you were telling me about even existed. So thank you so much for enlightening us today. And I'm sure you'll be a friend and a fan of Green and Woke. And we'll talk to you again in the future. And just thank you for your time today. We really appreciate the knowledge that you shared with us today.
You're welcome, and also for the listeners,
Okay.
forgot to mention, I do in-person and remote consultations.
Oh, okay.
If anyone is further away than Houston, I'm still more than happy to work with them. And thank you so much for having me on your show. I appreciate the efforts that you're doing for our environment because, as I spoke about environmental medicine, it's not just about what I do with the individual. It's about what is being done on a massive scale that can make a huge impact on each of us. So, yeah, keep it up.
Okay. Okay, and thank you for what you do as well. So you have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Green and Woke. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel for great new content.